Pranam Rajivji. My question relates to 2 points that you had mentioned. One is the study of language and the pride we took in when CIA started calling for those languages. And the second one is the pride we take today, as on date with Germany having Sanskrit classes and videos going viral and blah, blah, blah. Could you share your thoughts on where Max Muller fits into this re-orientalism, the Orientalism, the outsider perspective?
Sure.
And do you foresee a Germanic Orientalism starting all over again?
Okay, so a brief version of the history of Indology is the British discovered the greatness of Sanskrit and started putting it to use in their own way for colonial purposes, for empire building. The Aryan idea was very good for them because it showed that Europeans had already come to India once before and brought knowledge in the form of Sanskrit and Vedas according to the Aryan theory. And now the British are coming as colonial rulers and trying to complete the job, trying to civilize us even further. So civilization 1.0 is what the Vedas were brought by the foreign Aryans, and now the colonialists were going to give us industrializing, which would be civilization 2.0. So they said, we are here to complete what the previous guys didn't finish, so we should be welcome because we are your parents and you are the children, we are raising you. So this is the British ideological kind of spin on a lot of Orientalism. French had a different spin. They were not the colonizers, they had a different spin. German motivation for Indology was they were looking for their own heritage, their own past, and they were considered barbarians by other Europeans because they had a barbaric, violent, and they were those kind of people. That was their history. The British could claim that they could teach their children, we are the owners of the empire and we are the originators of democracy. They had great things to say. And the French could say that they are the inheritors of the Renaissance, the Italian Renaissance and the whole Latin heritage, yeah. But the Germans had nothing ancient, which was theirs. Until the Sanskrit they discovered is very close to German. So then there was an obsession to appropriate Sanskrit as their heritage, that this is who we were. This is where this knowledge, Sanskrit and all of that comes from. So for 50 years, I would say the first half of the 1800s, there was an obsession to study Sanskrit texts in order to look at all kind of things that you could justify as part of German history. This was an obsession, and Max Muller was the pioneer of the Aryan theory, we all know that. So Max Muller did some 40, 50, some number like that, books translated. He never visited India, he worked out for a dictionary, and he translated a very brilliant job for one man. Sheldon Pollock is the return of Max Muller. That's what I call it. In fact, he's very happy. I told him that you are the 21st century Max Muller. He's so happy. And I said, I don't know if you are the 21st century Sir William Jones, that too, or Max Muller, because he's actually a very brilliant man. I must say he's a very brilliant man. All these guys who have done all this kind of stuff, not stupid people, they're very bright people. We just disagree with their premises. So Max Muller, he created these multi-volumes translating Sanskrit according to his spin and his ideology, filled with a lot of praise also, which makes us very happy. But also, you look deep down, then you find problems, and he's the originator of the Aryan theory and all kind of other stuff. So you see, when you evaluate, our tendency is to evaluate these Orientalists with great praise because they're always buttering us on the top. There's the icing on the cake. Inside there may be a lot of poison also, but outside it's very nice and delicious, and we don't go deep enough. We think it's all very nice for us. So Max Muller is actually a very important figure in the problems we have today, because nobody did a Purv Paksh of Max Muller. Nobody even now has taken his multiple volumes, dozens of volumes, and gone from beginning to end and said, these are problems of Max Muller. These are the top 100 problems of what he has done and how that work has spread and become commonly accepted, like Aryan theory. There's many other things like that. Nobody has done that. So I want to make sure that the same heroism of Sheldon Pollock and the same turning that into the normative and the standard doesn't happen. I'm starting this, and I want help from traditional scholars to go deeper than I'm able to go, so we can give a response quickly, rather than letting it settle down and become the standard. You see? So Max Miller, I'm glad you mentioned, because that's a good thing for us to keep in mind of where things can end up if you do not respond, if you just ignore it and let it go on.